What's up, YouTube fans? Today I'm going to be finally combining the Weijiang KO Throttlebot combiner. I've kind of already set these guys up, but I just want to make a couple notes. First of all, the weapons, some of them don't fit into the actual figure, so the one on Chase, this goes on the back end here, but it doesn't fit. You might be able to find a spot for it. I don't know if that's going to work, but it doesn't want to store the weapon for Chase or the weapon for roll bar here. So you got to kind of keep these off to the side. That kind of sucks. Maybe I'll find a spot for it afterwards. The other thing is this guy was a pain in the butt to prepare for combined mode. He's in his torso mode, but it didn't actually get into the right mode. So it's supposed to, this is, if you can see that, this is supposed to tab in here on the top, and it just doesn't really do it. So it's not really, I don't know, it's kind of loose a little bit, and this is the front of the chest, so I feel like it should be tight, but couldn't get it to tab in, so that's the best we're gonna do, unfortunately. It's a little loose, it's not horrible. But those are just the notes on kind of the setup for this guy. So it did take a little while, I'll be honest. It probably took me half an hour to get everybody, and I don't even have one of the arms actually. Just the two legs, the one arm, and the back and the torso took me about half an hour just to get them into the combined mode, ready for combined mode. So it does take a little while. It is somewhat complex. I mean, I don't have any other combiners other than Devastator. So, I thought these were a little bit more complex than Devastator. But let's start getting this guy together here. So first we're going to put on this head and shoulder pieces here. Now, it has two pegs, kind of a receiving hole and a peg that match up with these two here and these two here. So you got to kind of get it all in there at the same time. The best way is to do it till maybe like line up one and then look at the other side. Then kind of just squeeze it all together. And you got to kind of get your fingers in there too. All right. And like I said, this front chest piece is not quite, well, I guess you can kind of stick it up in there. There you go. That kind of made it solid, so I don't know, maybe that's how it was supposed to be from the get-go. Alright, now we will check out the legs. So the legs have two pieces on them. They have the actual foot, which you just basically slide in. So you can actually open, these are really nice tight ratchets here. You just open those up. There's two tabs that slide in. It's really tight, so then you close these up. Make the foot nice and flat. There's one foot. You unfortunately have to do the knee joint as well. So you gotta, and this thing's pretty tight, so you gotta pull this front part off. Now it's loose. Then you got these two, and it basically plugs into the back of the truck here. Now this is all the same as, I think it's all the same as the, and this is why you can't have the roll bar as weapon, is because this goes on top and that's where the weapon stores. But maybe I'll find a spot for that. Anyway, so you attach this on the back here. Oh, I might have the wrong one. Let's try this one. Oh yeah, there we go. I had the wrong one. And I like that they integrated, it looks like what, it's a gas tank. That's really the peg holes for this kneecap. So that was a nice touch by Toyworld. Anyway, there you go. I've got the kneecap and the foot. It does have some really nice articulation. Oops, there you go. That's the roll bar in foot mode. He does have articulation onto the side, but we'll get to that in a minute. let's do searchlight here. Same kind of thing. You get the back peg in there. This one's a little looser. I'm not sure why, but doesn't seem to have a tight, a nice tight fit like the other one did. Anyway, you still get these two things into the sides. It's really tight. Plastic does bend a little bit, so it gives you a little bigger room. That's a good thing. And then you get the foot in. Now this is a little bit different than the other one. You gotta kind of open this up, and let's see, maybe you gotta take the weapon off. Yeah, so again, you cannot have the weapon for a searchlight stored. It's got to be taken out in order to put the foot on. I kind of don't like that. I wish all the weapons could be stored in this guy. And again, maybe there is a spot. I haven't found it yet, but we'll find out. Alright, and there we have the other foot. Alright, now let's get the hand ready. Alright. Now the hand, you have to actually take the legs of Chase apart. And then you've got this little piece here. And it basically slides in between two pegs. So it's pretty nice and firm. It just takes a little doing to get it all together. There we go. Is that it? No, not quite. And there is his hand. Alright, and we'll show off the articulation once we get to combine mode. Unfortunately, I don't have the right arm yet. It's just not. It hasn't been produced. Weijiang is still in the process of making it. So as soon as I get that, we will put this. Actually, it's his left arm. We'll put his left arm on. But for now, we're gonna have to hold off on that. And then you do have this piece here. Now it does come with a nice book. So I didn't go over this. So it does say. I believe this probably says Weijiang, but it says accessories set. It's got the picture. Now it's using two Chase figures, one red and one orange. So they haven't come out with the blue figure yet. So we're waiting for that. Freeway, I think, is the name of the blue guy. So it just kind of shows you how to put the legs together, how to put the arms together. And we don't have this guy yet, Freeway. This is Goldbug, how you mount him onto the back. I find it strange that they put him on the back, but whatever. And then here's how you get side load or wide load into his combined mode. And then altogether, that's kind of what you get. So pretty good instructions. It says up here 9 parts, easy to fit. I would agree they are easy to fit, but what's not easy is getting this guy into torso mode. Anyway, so let's get the legs on here. So this is the same kind of thing. It's just a sliding joint that goes right into the back of his leg. And it's going to be nice and firm here. Very strong connections. And I'm going to have to back this up because this guy looks like he's going to be gigantic. There we go. So I could already tell this guy's going to be huge, which is good. I like the fact that he's going to be big. Alright. Just trying to make sure it's all straightened out. Alright, so there's his chest. We got the arm here. Now the arm's got 2 peg holes right there. And the side of the shoulder's got the 2 matching holes. It's actually this way. It's supposed to match up with the triangle here. There's a triangle on this. You got to match them up. So, okay, there you go. There's his arm, and here is his waist plate. We'll get that on there. That looks pretty good. We are left with 3 of the weapons. I don't think they go anywhere. Actually, 4 of them. This torso guy, the wide load figure. I guess you could put this here, but it's going to look really stupid. So yeah, you can't do that. So take that off. And that's the front. I'm going to get the back guy on here. So you can see there's 3 pegs there. And here's the back of the Goldbug figure. It's got a peg hole, and then 2 peg holes here. So those have to all line up and match up. Get it on there nice and tight. There you go. That's the back. And here you have the Weijiang Throttlebot combiner, fully combined. It's a little hard to work with here. I'm going to try to back up a little bit. I know I'm going to be basically off camera at this point. The only things left is this hand here, which we don't have the other arm, and this gun, which is pretty nice. It's painted kind of all over here. It's not the best paint work, but what do you want? I mean, this is a pretty cheap set, so we're going to get that into his hand. It does tab in very, very securely, and you can get the fingers around it. There are fully articulated fingers. Now what I'll do is I'll just show you up close what the hand looks like so you can see, but come on. There you go. So he can hold his gun. There we go. Let's see if we can get him into a pose here. Alright, there we go. We've got somewhat of a pose without the other arm. It's actually kind of annoying to pose. By the way, these do articulate. Alright guys, so we got him in a pose here, but to be honest, it's very painful to pose this guy. His feet, he's got nice quality parts, especially these feet and knees, but there's certain things like this arm kind of falls off from the shoulder joint here, and it's loose, and we knew that when we got the chase figure. He was already loose, so he's not able to hold up the gun, unfortunately, so you kind of had to put it off down to his side. But the picture shows him holding it up, and it's actually pointing upwards, so this makes it look like you can do it, but I don't see how that's possible because his joint's just too loose. But in terms of looks, it does look good. It's just I don't know. It's just not quite there. It really does look good. It's just huge. First of all, let's bring another figure for comparison. Trusty old Optimus Prime, and you can see he's about the length of one of his legs, maybe a little taller than one of his legs. So pretty big figure, probably on par with the Combiner Wars Devastator or the Unite Wars Devastator, whichever version you have, or SDCZ. So pretty good size here. I think he's a good good battler for Devastator. Now let's just do a little bit of the articulation. We'll start at the top here. So first of all, his head, you do get up and down, a little bit of up and down, not a lot. It is on a, looks like a rotation. It's not a ball joint, it's sort of a swivel here. It does go all the way around, but it's very tight. It's a good head sculpt. I like the head sculpt. Let's get in closer. I do like the head sculpt. I think it's good looking. Let's take a look at the shoulders now. So this isn't great because Chase, I think he needs a little bit of TLC. Stand these guys up. Just for the sake of showing you articulation, I'm going to try to stand them up straight. Alright, here we go. Okay. So you do have sort of a butterfly joint, so you can get the shoulder all the way up like that. And that's cool. I like that they had that. And again, I don't know how much credit we can give to Weijiang here, but and the arm does go up, but Chase is just so loose that he doesn't really do anything. If we take the so yeah, he's got nice articulation on the shoulder, but it's Chase. This guy just sucks. If he was better, I think you could really make this better now. He's got, plenty of articulation on the arm. You've got double jointed elbow, and without the gun, he sort of holds. All right, so we'll move on to the legs here. Now you do have ratcheted joints. It doesn't really hold the leg up, but let's see. This way, oops. This way you do get. Oops. You do get, you can move that out of the way, and he does sort of hold it. I'm guessing you could probably get a pose if you were patient enough. I don't know if I'm patient enough at this point. I'm just going to go over the articulation, and then you guys can decide whether you want him or not. He does have a nice bend at the knee from this knee joint here. Pretty much 90 degrees. You do get the ankle rocker, and you also get toe tilt and heel tilt. So that's good enough. If you wanted to get like some kind of walking pose, you could. I don't know if he would hold it given his weight, but you could do something like that. You're sort of walking. You had to spend some time on it, but you can get him up on his heel like he is right here. He's up on his heel. So pretty good articulation. It's just the quality is not quite good enough to be able to hold himself up, with any pose. You kind of had to get him into the right pose. Otherwise, you're really spending a lot of effort and time trying to get him to stand. But that's it, guys. That's really this guy in a nutshell. He does look good, but there are obviously some problems with some of the articulation. This thing kind of pops off, but it does look good. It's a good looking combiner. And if you're not messing with it too much, you could probably get into a good pose. It actually, you know what it reminds me of? This reminds me of the GoBots combiner. Boy, I can't remember his name now. Puzzler? I think his name was Puzzler. This guy just reminds me of Puzzler. Having the 5 different cars that combined. This is 6, but I like it. I don't know if I'm going to keep it. I might sell this guy, but we'll take some pictures of this guy and sort of do some comparisons with the Masterpiece, or not Masterpiece, I'm sorry, Combiner Wars Devastator, and that will be for size comparisons. You guys can check that out on my Facebook page. But that's it for today. Please subscribe and like. Please let me know if you have any questions on this guy. Leave me any comments, and we will see you next time.